Welcome back to Dirty Shop. Today we are making a chicken coop slash barn out of this carport. The carport's 18 by 20 and we're going to move it over there and we're going to turn it into a barn. We're going to screen it in. We're going to put a chicken coop in it. It's going to be, well, it might be epic. It's the way I roll. But we already kind of started on this project because as usual I forgot to turn my camera on. So stick around. We're going to put this in some time lapse so that it all goes fast and I can try and get it on one video.
Warning. This video may contain scenes of extreme untidiness. Viewer discretion is advised.
All right, so here's our start. The barn is going to go here. I had my neighbor come over with his tractor and did a little digging. As you see in this corner, he was working for me. It's very nice of him. And now we're going to build some retaining walls below it, and then we're going to build some retaining walls behind it with old tires, which you can get for free at almost any tire shop. So because we didn't want to dig too deep into that hill, we're stepping it out here, and we're going to have maybe 2 steps up in tires to get to the level of the barn, and then I'll have to make a set of stairs or something. But we've got the row started here. We're filling it with dirt. We've got our strings tied across for level, and we got a lot of work ahead of us, so stick around. All right, so this is day, I don't know what, 2 or whatever. We're working on this now. We've realized that we need a wheelbarrow, or tractor would be really nice, but our pile of dirt is up there. We need to fill all these tires with it. So that's a lot of work. We're gonna go get some dinner and wheelbarrow and we'll start again tomorrow. My I don't know, 4th or 5th day of work on this. I'm starting to lose track and I'm getting really tired. It's shoveling is a pain, but I've got most of my back wall built, which is nice. It's come around to the side enough here. It's come around to the side enough on the other side there, right there, and I've got 2 rows of tires on. I'm out of tires, so I have to go find some more. But this part is basically as high as it's going to get, and then I'm going to step it up to that far corner there where the dirt is highest, so that water running down the hill will run around the coop and get channeled off the sides. That way we don't end up with a puddle inside the chicken coop. And that should work pretty well. So I'm gonna fill a few more tires tonight, and then I'm gonna go have a beer. See you tomorrow. Wow. What happened?
Our log broke.
Dang it.
Like pretty badly.
Ah. Dang it.
You slid off center and then.
That was scary and a lot of work. We're gonna put some stakes in this and we'll get back to you. I'm getting really close on this project, but of course I got bogged down and distracted. So I'm gonna finish up this last wall, get a door into this wall so that the chickens can go out there, and they can, because right now they've been going through here and then out into the yard that way. But I want to finish this off and get them a door out that way so they can stay out of my barn side, because it's getting nasty over there and I didn't want that to happen. So I got my nest boxes. I need a little barrier across the front of this, and I'm probably just going to screw one on for now, but eventually I'm going to have them hinged down so I can clean these boxes out easier. And then I'll close in this wall. And that should be pretty it, and I'll put that door in there. It'll be good to go. I don't think I even need to seal that door or have it open and close, because the coop out there is so good for, it's so tough that there's no beasties can get into it. So I'm going to get to work on that. I ordered one of those automatic chicken coop door openers, and I ordered, of course, the cheapest one I could find because I'm cheap, and it turned out to be a total piece of junk. So I returned that, and I decided that because my coop is so durable, I don't really need an automatic door opener. I could just put an opening here to use, but I still want to be able to close it in case I want to trap my chickens in there while I work out here doing something. And then when I put a door on the screen part of the coop, that'll have to be a tough automatic door opener, and I'll get a better one later. But what I found is a toilet seat. So I'm gonna put that on the wall. It's gonna open, and the chickens are gonna come out of the toilet. I think it's funny. So I'm gonna cut a hole here for that and get it installed. Alrighty, I'm done with this project for the most part. There's a couple little touch-ups that I need to do. Uninteresting stuff, like I got some ground sloping to do, and maybe a few more tires to add to the wall. But generally speaking, this coop is done. And there's a few things that I didn't get on the video because I just ran out of time. My chickens were getting too big, and I really needed to get them into the coop and the coop functional for them. So I kind of missed a few bits while I blasted through the rest of those parts, because it slows me down when I'm videoing, and I just had to get it done. So I'm gonna walk you through here and kind of point out what I did and why I did it. So first of all, if you look at this, you can see the tire wall. We've got marigolds and sunflowers growing in there, and this is one of the nice things about the tire walls. You can plant plants in the wall and make it pretty to kind of cover up some of that tiriness, although I think the tires are kind of cool. I like the function of them. If you come over here, it gets really windy here, so I put some stakes in the corners and tied them to it. This was a temporary measure that Logan put in with a dog collar leash for some reason, because the wire got clipped off of this one. The coop wiring I used is 2x4 no climb fencing, because at some point I plan on putting some goats in here and using this as a part-time goat barn as well, although that may change because it turned out a little bit smaller than I intended, but that's a future thing and it may never happen. So down here I've got chicken wire on the base of it, because those smaller chickens, when I first put them in here, I had some small ones and some big ones, and the small ones were going through the fencing, and I was worried that maybe like a skunk or something might be able to squeeze through this no climb. I've got a nice heavy gate on here which closes really nicely. I'm really happy with that. Right now the chickens are out, so I'm leaving it open. I want to build an automatic water, and that'll be for a future project, because my water, you notice my water bins are all empty and they go through them every day. So that's a little problematic. You can see there's a little bit of water intrusion right here where it's gotten in through the wall a little bit, because I haven't sloped the back of that properly yet. I put a window in right there, and to allow light into the coop portion. And then I put wire up there in that gap to keep hawks and that sort of thing out. And of course I've got my toilet door, which I just love. It's hilarious. It's funny to watch chickens coming in and out. And of course, if I'm out here, they're all out here, and it's hard for me to get a video of it. But it's really funny to watch them coming in and out. And I can unhook that here and lower the door down. I put a door latch here that I had from another project, but I'll try and put a link to these door latches because they're pretty sweet for making this kind of a door on a coop. It's really simple, and they actually are lockable. So I'm pretty happy with that. If you look at the base of these doors, it's just plywood, 1/2-inch plywood and 2x4s. But if you look at the base of these doors, they're dark here because we painted on some sealer to keep the moisture from getting into the bottoms of these doors, because I didn't use pressure treated wood. The base of the walls is pressure treated, so that shouldn't be a problem. But all the interior uprights on here were not, so I painted the bases of those. You can see my nest boxes here. I didn't put the nest boxes in the build, but they're pretty simple. They're 4 up and 4 down, and they're 12 tall and 12 wide and about 14 inches deep. And I can get into each box here. I've got a little gap here so that I can look through here into the coop in case I don't want to go in there on a regular basis, because most of the time I'm not going to need to. Over here I've got a pallet in here right now because I'm getting a little bit, you can see it's dark right there. There's some water coming in through that wall, same as the exterior of the coop, or the coop, the pin side. And so I need to fix the slope on the back there to eliminate that problem. So if we go over this side, you can see real quick that I've got the exit door, the toilet, and then the nest box is there. And then over here I've got these nice 2x4 roosts for the chickens. I really like a 2x4 type roost or a 2x2 type roost because their feet fit nicely on it. I read it somewhere that that's better for their feet than something smaller or something round. So I've done that. You can see the window there, and it's basically a done project. You'll notice I've got cinder blocks all the way around the base of everything in here, and that's for 2 purposes. One is that nothing is going to be able to, it's going to be a lot harder for animals to dig under my cinder block walls than it would be if it was just sitting on the ground. So this will keep the animals from getting under there. It also holds the wood of the coop and the metal of the sides from sitting in the dirt and rusting away. And I just don't want them to rust away and have some damage, because I don't want to have to make another chicken coop ever. And so that's why they're sitting up on cinder blocks, and I've got them all the way around the whole coop. So that's basically it. I'm done with it. I'm really happy with this project. It turned out really well. You can see here on the back side of this wall, this is where I need to do that resloping, because the water is pooling right about in the middle of that right there. There's some pooling that's happening there. So I need to kind of slope this around and get the water to run out this way as originally designed. And then of course, I need to clean some stuff up, which I'm really bad at. But if you're liking my videos, hit that subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time on The Dirty Shop.